it is very hard to do a transfer video without being quite cynical. That much I've discovered. There's a couple of things I want to discuss today, which is Andy Irving, and I want to discuss Jhon Duran. I didn't think the Duran story was worthy of us, doing a long video on it, because I don't think anyone really believed it. Did you believe we were going to sign Jhon Duran? No, of course you didn't. But it's really hard not to be cynical when reporting anything at West Ham at the moment. And it's really hard not to repeat myself, because every time I think we're going to sell a player, I'm going to talk about selling a player, then your mind naturally carries over to which player's going to come in. And at the moment, I just don't believe it. I think that's the thing. And I notice it in the comments as well. There is a general apathy there. And I'm quite annoyed. Well, not quite annoyed. Actually, annoyance is probably the wrong word. I am worried and I am concerned from every aspect of the club. From the very top, the very, very top. I think the decision to go about a director of football is crazy. I think, why would we decide to do something that other clubs do? Why would we think that, hold on, we've got this little secret squirrel way that all these other incompetent clubs don't know? I worry. I look at West Ham, I look at the infrastructure, I look at the ownership model, I look at the composition, the convoluted way the board are, and I think we're 20 years behind some of these other clubs. I look at Bournemouth's training ground and I think it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing on West Ham. It's embarrassing for the way West Ham's run. As I mentioned, video last week, if there was a genuine desire to invest money at West Ham, I think we'd be doing it. Because there are loopholes and there are ways, as I explained in the video, whenever that was. It might have been earlier this week. Other teams manage to find a way. They sell their trading ground. They sell the ladies' team to a holding company or whatever they do. And ownership finds a way to invest. I don't think it's that. Because it's already been shown that actually, in terms of PSR, we're okay. We can spend money. It's just a lack of desire. We don't want to. That's the fact. If David Sullivan wanted to put some money in, he could find a way. Krasinski wanted to put some money in, he could find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. Now, all these other clubs are showing these loopholes. We could do it. We don't want to. That's the truth of the matter. It doesn't actually matter whether you believe. See, the club are saying we can't spend because we're skint. It doesn't really matter whether you believe that's a lie or not. The fact of the matter is, look, either you believe we're skint so we can't spend money, or you believe we can spend money, we're not going to. The net result is the same. We ain't spending any money. This is a really bad time to try and do whatever. It's said about making the club self-sufficient and stuff like that. It's a bad time to be doing it at the moment because the squad needs such a big overhaul. So it's really difficult when West Ham get linked with a player or there's a player outgoing and you're going to need one to come in, to not think about that stuff. Because it is so you look at Andy Irving, and the rumour is that Celtic are interested in him. And I don't know what the transfer fee is going to be, but I would imagine it'd be somewhere between 3 million and 5 million. But does that sound... I mean, I'm guessing we paid 2.7 million from Klagenfurt and whatever it is. Something like that. If we got a profit on that, I think we'd be doing well, because we haven't used him, he hasn't played. And actually, you could probably make an argument that he's looked okay. That he probably deserved more starts than he's got. He's got his full cap for Scotland now. And I think they beat Liechtenstein. Why can't I say Liechtenstein? Liechtenstein, that's it, isn't it? I don't know why I couldn't say that. They beat Liechtenstein. I don't know why I tried to say it again. They beat Liechtenstein 4-0. They were 4-0 up. I think he was substituted. John McGinn was substituted. Irving came on, made his Scotland debut. Congratulations, Andy. The Iron Brewer, Iniesta, swerving Irving. Well done. Brilliant. Now, one of the reasons that we're going to let him go is because Freddie Potts is going to be promoted. I think Freddie Potts is going to have the Irving position. But then you look at who is for sale. Thomas Souček's for sale. I think he'll go. Rodriguez is for sale. I think he'll go. James Ward-Prowse is for sale. I don't think he'll go. And I think Edson Alvarez probably would. So, in some way, shape or form, West Ham are going to need to bring in midfielders. I hope we do. But again, it's really, really hard not to think, well, how are we going to do that? Because we don't seem to be anywhere close. And all the while, other clubs are just gradually, slowly, picking off some of these players that we get linked with. Now, not everyone we get linked with are going to be genuine targets for West Ham. And in many respects, well, that's fine. That's fine. It's like we do the 60-second news. I'll cut. I don't necessarily believe half the stuff that's on there, but there'll be a transfer rumour in a newspaper or a transfer rumour on Sky News or TalkSport, whatever it is. We talk about it on there. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to come in, but there are certain players that we get linked with that it's just a little bit more believable. You just get it heard from some numerous sources that we've held talks and stuff like that. And that, I spoke about Egan Riley yesterday. As I say, I'm not too bothered that we missed out on him, because I think West Ham, having spent 35 million, 40 million pounds on centre-backs, I think we should be aiming a little bit higher. But it's what it symbolises. And it symbolises us having talked to the player, and the deal not happening. I felt quite differently about the Gomez one because I really liked him. I think he'd be really good. But it's just too many now. It's not like Habib Diarra, for instance, who I don't think we have held talks with yet of any depth or anything like that. That's just missing out on a transfer target, missing out on somebody you're negotiating with or you've held talks to their agent or whatever. I think that's slightly different. So I think I'm struggling to find the belief that we're gonna sign too many players. But we've got to shift some first. And I don't think the Emerson one is gonna, happen too quickly. I'm not entirely sure who is going out quickly. I wouldn't be surprised if we're sat in here in weeks. Bearing in mind, I think you all agree the club are saying that we need to sell before we can buy. In fact, it's not even we need to. They're saying that's what they will do. That's the message for the club. We will buy nobody until we sell somebody. What about if we're sat here in a week's time we still haven't sold anybody? Because I think the sell to buy policy is really, really hindering us, as I've said. Make some funds available. Do it, however, find the loophole. And then when we sell players, then pay it back. That's the way to do it. That is the way to do it. I'm absolutely certain of it. We're not close to FFP. As I say, it's just desire. But I don't think Andy Irving's had a chance. I don't think he's had a real good chance to prove himself at West Ham. But I also do believe it's pointless keeping him around because he's not going to get one. There were times last season when our midfield was so bad. Do you think almost anyone could get into it? Was it against Chelsea? I think he might have started the game against Chelsea. I thought we did all right. Certainly enough to warrant an additional start, which it just didn't get the game time that either A, he deserved, or B, would have been warranted because the rest of the midfield were playing so poorly for so much of the season. I suspect Celtic will get a decent player. Looks like he's got a really good long shot on him. Looks comfortable on the ball. If he goes to Celtic, good luck. Honestly, good luck. It's hard to wish him anything other than good luck. But I am worried about what happens thereafter with West Ham. And I think it's not selling Andy Irving for £3 to £5 million that's going to enable us to get a deal over the line. Jhon Duran, just quickly on that one. So Jhon Duran is available for loan. West Ham got linked. He's not moving to West Ham. That's not happening. His club want £5 million as a loan fee, and his wages they want covered in full, which is £380,000 after tax. West Ham have never paid anybody remotely, not even half of that. So just forget it. Absolutely forget it. But it is frustrating because we did have a chance to get him. And he looks to be a really talented player. Maybe this is it now. Maybe he doesn't go on and do anything at all. Maybe he's one of those players. But Certainly for the first half of last season, he looked absolutely brilliant. And it's really difficult not to get annoyed with a club for not doing the extra haggle from 34 million to 37, which would have got him, for pissing him and his agent off by saying that we'd do it. They never thought, when he was doing all that on his Instagram, Duran, he never thought he was going back to Aston Villa. They felt let down. But I think possibly more embarrassing than that was in the summer, in January, when he was looking like the hottest young striker in Europe. And it was quite clear that Saudi were bidding big for him, and PSG had bid 75 million euros to Aston Villa, that we'd go in and offer £45 million plus extra. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's not embarrassing for you or me. We didn't make the offer, but I think on the club's part, it is embarrassing, and it's stuff like that makes you think, oh, we're bad at this stuff. Really bad at it. And say what you want about Tim Stuyton. I know, he might have been able to have an argument in an empty room or whatever, and fell out with plenty of people. He could get a transfer deal done. And at the moment, I think we're going to miss that. Andy Irving leaving, good on him. Are West Ham going to be able to populate the squad enough? I'm not so sure. Anyway, I'm sorry for doing. It seems a bit miserable at the moment, but as I say, I don't feel that there's an awful lot to get excited about West Ham. Before I go, we have a sale. Hammer's Chat store is closing down. Boo-hoo. The violin and all the rest of it. Grab yourself a bargain. The link's in the description below. hammerschatstore.com, but use the links. It will take you straight to the sale page. You're not going to go there and find it's a sale where there's just going to be a paper cup and a set of cufflinks. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Really, really good prices as well. It is closing there. We're not just saying it. Go and look in 6 months' time. There'll be no store there. It's not like all closing, like that shop in a shopping centre that always seems to have 50% off on a closing down sale. It's not that. It is a proper closing down sale. So, yeah. And there might be a shop at some point in 2 or 3 years' time, but we are closing the shop. So there you go. Go and grab yourself a bargain. hammerschatstore.com. A bit late for Father's Day. Enjoy Father's Day tomorrow. I'm probably not going to do a 60-second news roundup today. We'll do one tomorrow, a little quick one. But yeah, enjoy Father's Day, everybody, and I will catch up with you then.